There you go.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect.
That's good.
Right here on this. We're going to be working right here on this stand. That's fine. I can lower these.
Got it, Ken.
Everybody can see what's going on here on the pad in front of them.
Most people have this stuff set up before they show up.
Well, at the moment it should be blank, yeah.
I picked up your voice.
I don't know what kind of freak you think I am. I don't think I can adjust for color. I'm pretty much stuck to color I am. Get that?
Kelly's lost his nut.
Well, that means we got a loose screw. I do not see it here. I'll be alright.
You didn't realize how exciting that work. You just thought we sat around the old white wagon bar.
Now tonight we've got worksheets that everybody can play along. And I guess we got about 10 per row. So let's pass those down.
You didn't say anything about anybody picking it up and moving it around. You just said picking it.
Yeah, well, Tom's got a mind of his own. Can you take one, pass it down?
And I try to use it.
All right. Can you take one of these and pass it down? Wonderful. Okay. And now, I don't know how many of you are familiar with my drawings and my work. I've been teaching drawing out at Hobby Lobby last year, over the summer, trying to promote my website, lrarts.com. Some of you are probably familiar with it. Some of you may not have any ideas. Any of you that have been at the meetings regularly have probably heard me going on and on about it. The main thing that lrarts.com does is track art events that are going on in Little Rock. When I was a student at UALR, my teachers were telling me that we had to go and participate in art events around Little Rock on a regular basis. But they didn't tell us where the art events were. And so when we started looking around, we found there were probably 20 different email lists and at least a dozen different websites of different art organizations that were all promoting their own stuff. And so I set this up basically as a resource for students so that we could find out where art events were going on, so we could go get and do stuff together. Thank you. Once I put that together, my roommate at the time ended up commenting, well, you should add artist profiles on here so that people that are art students and artists in the area can be promoted on the website as well. And I thought, you know, that's a pretty great idea. I thought I'd bet you it's your roommate. So I put together artist profiles as well. Now it's growing. I've got about 2,000 people a month that are checking out the website. I've got Facebook, Twitter, and MySpace accounts. And I've got about 1,500 people following it between those. I'm always promoting that I'm looking for new artists that want to join the website. It's absolutely free if you want to set up a profile. I know I got a room full of artists here. How many of you would like to be able to sell your artwork? Yeah, me too. And so what I've got going on with LR Arts, if you're listed as a member on LR Arts, what I have got started, I'm just at the very beginning stages, I have got a vendor that was able to take my painting. This is something I did back in '95. This is like 10 years old now. It's terrible, it's awful, but it's what I had to work with. I wasn't planning on putting it in any shows or anything to mess with its ability to be on display all the time, so it worked out great. I took it in, and I had him scan it, and then he printed me a proof of what he will be able to produce on a regular basis. And as far as the color closeness and correction and whatever, this is the best I've seen. This is actually really good work.
What is the cost of the scan?
Well, for getting it scanned in, it's $45 per art piece. And I like that because as an art student, I have got just a whole lot of crap artwork. I've probably got 200 pieces that are sitting around collecting dust. And I've been told over and over and over again, oh, you should go and put that on sale someplace because you never know who would want to buy it. But then I've got two issues with that. Number one is, if I want to be considered a professional artist, I don't want to be pawning off crap on people. And that's just awful. That's just bad. That'll get you a bad reputation. And then the second thing is, I don't want people, especially art students, saying that every last piece that I've got is a masterpiece, and I wanted to list it on the site if I was doing it for free. Because he's charging $45 to add it on here to put it in, that tells me that this is work that people are pretty much thinking is good artwork. They're proud of this work, they think this artwork is going to sell, therefore they're willing to make the investment to put it on there. Once it's put on there, we will be selling prints of the artwork, not the original artwork. That way you can make money off the stuff that you've already done, got completed, and you're happy with over and over and over again. It's called residual income. I really like this idea. But then the whole concept there ends up working for drawings as well as it does for paintings. This was a self-portrait that I did for my last drawing class at UALR. This is what he scanned in for me. Now with black and white, with drawings, I've told him that we want everything to print out black and white. He had a copy that was color, where it showed the yellow of the paper and everything else, and I just didn't think that that was the kind of work we wanted to be sending out, that had the little color oddities on what was supposed to be a black and white piece. So I've told him if it's a black and white drawing, we're going to be printing it out as black and white work, so we just dropped the color work. I'm in, like I said, the early stages of this. I do know it'll cost about $45 per artwork to get it listed on the site. But then that will be the only cost to the artist. After that, the shipping to get it to the customer will be paid by the customer. There will be a base fee that my vendor ends up having to get in order to cover his costs. Like, I don't know, if it was printed at this size, it may end up being a $200 piece. But then if you wanted to, whatever you wanted to make a profit off of residual income off of a print, not making new work each month, say you wanted to make $100 off of it, suddenly it would be just $300 for people to be able to get a high-quality archival print of your work. I'm thinking this is a pretty good idea. It's got a whole lot of potential. I'm still at the beginning stages on this, so it's not going to be out this month. But as soon as it does, I'm going to be promoting it like crazy on the website, on LR Arts. And it'll also end up being in the newsletter as soon as it's able to be done, so that everybody will be able to be participating. But as he's one guy, he may end up taking him a week or a month or 2 months if he gets too much backlog to get artwork scanned in to where it can be put on the site. So you may want to start getting listed on the website if you're interested in doing this. Like I said, it's free. You have a question?
What if you've already got stuff scanned in by that same guy?
Well, if you've got it scanned in by the same guy, then he'll probably be able to print it as well without any difficulty. If you've got it digitally scanned in or done by anybody else, I'm going to be concerned about the quality difference. I don't know how many of y'all have had experience with printing. I ended up working at a print shop in West Little Rock back about 2000, where we were scanning in original artwork for a company that called Duckworth. I don't know if anybody here is familiar with them. But what they basically did was take prints of artwork, get it framed and matted, and sell it to hotels and businesses so they could put it in their lobbies. And they were trying to use us to do this, and we discovered that our color laser printer, that's supposed to be given this consistent color all the time, was changing the color spectrum very slight amounts from day to day based on humidity or amount of toner in the cartridges or any number of other things. And when that was our sort of problems with output, I would be really concerned about bringing somebody else's digital artwork in from another source and trying to print it out and produce it at the same quality that we're producing the rest of the stuff. So at least at the beginning, I'm looking at having everything go just through this particular artist guy.
Can you put a limit on the number of copies, like 10, so that when you sell the original, you can say, yes, a copy's been made, 10 copies have been made, and that's the only? Or
Actually, that may be something I want to look into, but that sounds like a good idea.
Can the artist get an artist proof for every 10, or, you know?
Well, what will end up being is you'll end up getting a proof that's like this, of everything that you do. But then, I think that sure, I don't have a problem with limiting the number. So if you end up deciding you only want to sell 10 or 100,
Just so that
prints
you
of the work.
to sell the original.
Sure.